Hi, welcome to this week's math challenge. Today we are going to go through the solution of the question you were given last week, and then later you will have a new challenge to try. Last week you were given a math question that a cube has three faces of areas 42 centimeters squared, 18 centimeters squared, and 21 centimeters squared, and you need to find all three sides, all three unknown dimensions of this cube. So if you imagine the three faces of this three-dimensional shape, the front square, side square, and top square. And if you look at the front square, it has two sides A, B, and the area of, let's say, the area of the front square is 42 centimeters squared. So you can write down the equation A times B equals 42. And B times C equals 21. This is the side square. And on the top square, you can write down C times A equals 18. So you have three equations and three unknowns which you need to solve for. And also that you were not given specifically in the question that the front square is 42 centimeters squared, side square is 21 centimeters squared, and top square is 18 centimeters squared. But you can just imagine this scenario, and it doesn't matter what way you write it in, but you just know that two sides multiply to give 42, and the other two sides multiply to give 21, and the other two sides multiply to give 18. Okay, so now you have three equations to solve. AB equals 42, BC equals 21, and CA or AC equals 18. So if you just try dividing one equation from the other, like AB equals 42 divided by BC equals 21. So if you write down AB divided by BC is equal to, because AB is 42, so you write 42, and BC is 21, so you write 42 divided by 21, which is same as AB, the value of A times B, divided by value of B times C, is equal to 42 over 21. And now we can simplify this equation, and we can also cancel the two b's in here. So these two same numbers cancel out because they're all multiplying, so it's a product, A times B divided by B times C, and the two same numbers cancel out. And then on this side of the equation you have 42 over 21, which can be simplified if you divide both of them by a common factor, which is 7. I'm going to divide both numbers by 7, and now you get, because 42 divided by 7 is 6, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. So you get 6 over 3, but this can be further simplified. You know that 6 is double of 3. So that's just 2. Actually, you could directly see that 42 is double of 21, so this would be 2. Or if you miss to see that directly, you can always simplify the equation and just solve the fraction until you get a simplified answer where they don't have any more common factors, like in this case 2 over 1, which is obviously co-prime, and that's 2 over 1 is same as 2. Okay, so now we have a really important detail. We know that A divided by C equals 2, or in other words, that means A is equal to 2 times C. And then this could be really useful to find the other two values as well. Okay, right, now you know that A equals 2 times C, and then you can plug this in any of the equation which has A. So let's look at the first one, AB equals 42. Let's plug in that one. So that will be A. So instead, actually it would be easier if I plug it in which has both A and C, because then in this, if I plug it in this equation, I will get 2BC equals 42, but then it will still have two unknowns, which won't be very useful. So I'm going to plug it in the third equation, which has both A and C. So we're going to try this equation. So this has C, and A can be written in terms of C, so it will reduce one term instead of two unknowns, you'll have one unknown in this equation. So now a is 2c, so I'm going to write 2c in place of a, and that's equal to 18. And now 2 times c is c squared. It's 2c squared, because c times c is can be written as c squared, and that is equal to 18. So now if I divide both sides by 2, I get c squared equals 18 divided by 2, which is 9. So I halved both sides. And then what number multiplied by itself gives us 9? That's 3. So c equals 3. So strictly speaking, c could be either -3 or +3, but because we are dealing with the side lengths, and length cannot be negative, so that's why c equals 3, because c equals -3 wouldn't make sense. So we at least now we know one side is 3, and now we can find the other two sides easily as well. So looking at these equations, we know that c is 3. We can easily find a, because ca equals 18, and c is 3, and 3 times a equals 18. And if we divide both sides by 3, we get the side of a, which is 18 divided by 3, and that is 6. So we now also know that a equals 6. And then now we know the value of a, we can find the value of b from the first equation. ab equals 42. And if we substitute a is 6, 6 times what number gives us 42? If I divide both sides by 6, I get 42, b equals 42 divided by 6, which is 7. So yes, now I know all the three sides. C equals 3, a equals 6, and here we also know that b equals 7. Great, so we found all the sides. And that makes sense, because so b was 7 and a was 6, and that's true because 6 times 7 is 42, and b times c, which is 7, times 3 is 21, and that's right. And 18 is c, which is 3, times a, which is 6, and that's true because 3 times 6 is 18. Another way to solve this question is by thinking of the factors of all three numbers, 42, 21, and 18. So you think of the two numbers which multiply to give you these numbers, and each number must repeat twice. Okay, so if you think of factorizing 42 into its two factors, 6 and 7, and the 6 times 7 gives you 42, and you need to repeat 6 in one more equation and 7 in the other equation to give you 18 and 21, and that multiple must be the same. And notice that 6 times 3 is 18 and 7 times 3 is 21. So now you have all three sides of the cube being 3, 6, and 7. And 6 times 7, 6 times 3, and 7 times 3 are the three dimensions of this cube, being 42, 18, and 21 respectively. And now all three sides of the cube being 7, 3, and 6, which you can find using either the algebra method, which we just tried, or using the factorizing method. Okay, so now we've gone through the solution of this question. I hope you understood the solution, and now we're gonna go through the question you have to solve for the next week's challenge. Okay, so now here is the question for you. I have 3 cats, Fred, Gary and Harry. When I weigh Fred and Gary, they come to 12 kgs more than Harry. When I weigh Gary and Harry, they weigh 8 kgs more than Fred. And when I weigh Fred and Harry, they weigh 14 kgs more than Gary. And you need to find that what is the combined weight of all 3 cats. Best of luck.